I was living in Texas, was having some domestic issues with my daughter's father, and there was a point where it escalated to threatening to burn our house down while my kids and I were still in it. And at that point, I figured I needed to get out.
I was 10 at the time when we moved to the United States. We first migrated to Tajikistan, and then to Russia, and then to the US. When we came here, we felt a sense of security and safety, but we didn't have anything. We didn't have money, we didn't have a home, we didn't have family. We were completely unaware of the language and the culture, and yeah, we were alone.
My son was about 4.5. He was diagnosed with cancer, and for the first year he went through treatment, and then he had a remission. Then the following year it came back again. I had to start asking for time off for work to take him to appointments and take care of him. That was happening, I guess, a bit too much for them, and they decided to let me go.
I was married for almost 10 years to my high school sweetheart at the time, and we had a marriage breakdown. We had a complete and total breakdown. We lost hope in each other, we lost hope in our family, and it became mentally abusive for the both of us. And then one day something clicked and I left. I just packed up me and my kids. I don't know if it was like a supernatural force, God, but I literally jumped in my car with $60 and I left.
At night, I would hear my mom cry in her room, and she would do it alone, because now that I know why she isolated herself, it's because she didn't want my siblings and I to know that she was just as fearful as us. And even when we came here, when we were living with her friend, I could still hear her cry. And I guess it was that hopelessness, because I knew I couldn't do anything to help her, to make her stop crying. I'm so sorry.
Then with no job and still having to take him for his treatments, things had gotten extremely difficult. I ended up losing my house, as well as not having a job. Losing the house was like having, the floor just fall out from under you, and you're on a free fall, and you're grasping to anything to stop the fall, while you have all your kids, you have the family on your back, because there's really no place for them to go. You're the provider, you're the one that's supposed to take care of them. You have to hold that unit together.
And I was using all my money for court. I lost the regular job that I had because of it, and then I started school and was working part-time for a nonprofit. Just wasn't making ends meet, and I was threatened with eviction. Then eventually he found out where we were living, talked about coming by and burning down our house. So the next thing was for me just to kind of put all our stuff in a car and just figure it out.
The mission of Homestretch is to empower homeless families with children to secure permanent housing and to attain the skills, knowledge, and hope they need to become self-sufficient.
So I got into Homestretch. I was so excited. And it was almost 3 months to the day that I went into the women's shelter that I was able to move into the transitional housing with Homestretch. And from there, it just took off. Like, I got full-time at my job, and I was working, and my kids were happy, and Homestretch gave us an apartment, and I wasn't even expecting anything to be in it. Like, when we get there was pots and pans and a welcome package, and they helped with counseling with my children, helped transportation so my son wouldn't have to change schools again. It was finally being somewhere where they didn't treat you like you want to be poor, like you want to be broke, like you think it's fun. Homestretch was like, these are the things you need to do. We're going to help you, but we're not going to admonish you and treat you like you don't know any better.
Homestretch is much more than a housing program. As a matter of fact, housing is the foundation upon which everything is built. But it's not the end. The end is self-sufficiency. Most families do this in about 2 years. And it means they work on everything in their life that got them to that point of crisis and homelessness and poverty. It means we surround them with services designed to find them employment, to get them educated, to restore their health, to resolve legal problems, to learn the language if they need to, and to deal with all the problems that might have arisen with their children, so that at the end, they can work at full-time jobs in career paths, they know how to save money, they're free from debt, and they have a whole bright new future ahead of them.
For Homestretch, we didn't have anything. My mom, she didn't have a job, she didn't have a car, she didn't have a home. We didn't have anything to call our own. And now, my mom, she has a job, she's a homeowner, and she has a car, and we have things to call our own. And my sister, she's in college and she's doing her master's program at the University of Maryland. She's studying to become a clinical psychologist. And my brother, he's doing his bachelor's in global affairs at George Mason. And I'm studying biology at George Mason. It's my senior year there to become a orthopedic surgeon.
Today I work at a fancy company called Deloitte, and I'm an senior admin assistant. I started out as a contract person and I worked my way up in the ranks.
My time with Homestretch, to me, it's never ended. I went through, I graduated, but I still talk to Heather here at Homestretch for financial and my taxes and things like that. I had so much debt coming in. I had everything just about taken care of when I come out, and now I am completely debt-free. I've learned how to manage everything to where I get what I need.
Here I am, 2 years after the program, still standing. I have a full career. I'm focusing now on mental strength, not only for myself but for my children, and making sure that I don't coddle them or shelter them, but making sure that they understand that when things happen, it's still okay. You can still rise above, you are still going to be fine, we're still breathing. And as long as we're breathing, we're achieving.
Homestretch contributed to me as a person in general, with who I am today and who I aspire to be in the future. Because I think at a time where there was only darkness around, Homestretch was truly, it was delight. It was kind, it was a definition of kindness and being genuine, and something that, you know, we hadn't seen for so long. And I don't know how to describe it. It was a sense of hope for us.
At Homestretch, we believe that what gets measured gets improved. So we focus a lot on data, measurable, verifiable results. We track everything: their income, their debt, their credit score, their educational attainment, their facility with language, their health. And we do all the same things for their children.
Thank you. Thank you, Homestretch, for being there for me, helping me to keep my life together so I could be there to provide a better life for my kids.
I want Homestretch to be a synonymous name with help and progress and just love. I mean, Homestretch, when you walk into the building, it doesn't seem like much, but the vibe is just hope and love.
The door is always open. Call anytime. We'll be here for you. That's Homestretch.